What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Cardfight Casual channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new trial deck 04 Ren Suzugamori or Suzugamori Ren trial deck. This is of course the trial deck for the Shadow Paladin clan, and it features cards. The main card is Blaster Dark, of course, the counterpart to Blaster Blade, with that really nice side art. And on the back, the grade 3 for this deck, the main one, is the Dark Dictator. And yeah, so this is the Shadow Paladin trial deck, and we're going to be getting new support in the strongest AL4 or the strongest L4. Apex Limited 4 is of course the kind of antagonist clan from the antagonist group from the anime, Foo Fighter in the Japanese animation, and Team Asteroid if you watch the English dub. But yeah, so let's just crack into this. This is the fourth trial deck that to come out after Aqua Force, and maybe I should have tried to open this. Okay, so I managed to crack the sides open just a little bit, so I can just pull it open. And yeah, so moving on with the trial deck review itself. The deck itself, it of course comes with everything you need to start out, and with every single deck, it comes with the trial deck itself, as well as a playmat, a rule book if you read Japanese, and if you're lucky enough, a white point card. In this case, looks like we're not going to be getting the SP, which comes one in either 2 or 3 box cases, which is either 12 or 18 decks, something like that, which gives you an SP full art version of this with a signed, or the signed version. And of course, there's also a chance that you can get the marker, the Force marker, Blaster Dark Force marker with a sign on it. But you also do guarantee, you do get the first play guide and the playmat. Of course, these are all very common things you can get in every single trial deck, whichever one you get. So let's just go over the cards that you can get. Starting off with, of course, and okay, I guess that kind of ruins the surprise, but that's just the normal Shadow Paladin Blaster Dark Force marker, which I actually probably will be using. Even though I'm not really planning to play Shadow Paladins, I really do like the clan's aesthetic, which is why I got one of these decks. So starting off, we have the Blaster Dark, of course, everybody's favorite card. Has a similar skill to Blaster Blade in that on call, he can counterblast one and you get to retire opponent's unit, although for Blaster Dark, it's not restricted to the first row, but your opponent does have the opportunity to choose which of the rearguards he wants to be retired, so you as the opponent don't actually get to choose it. And the second skill is that on Vanguard, once per turn, if you have more rearguards than your opponent, you can discard a card from hand to gain Twin Drive for the turn. So the net plus is still exactly the same because you discard a card and you draw one more card during your Twin Drive. But of course, that extra drive check is extremely good, especially if you want to rush down your opponent. So we get one copy of the trial deck, main trial deck art foil, and we also get one copy of the Dark Dictator foil. Maybe I can just adjust the lights a little bit so you can see the foil just a little bit better. But yeah, so there's the foil. And of course, you do get 3 copies of the Dark Dictator, and his skill is pretty good. Well, I mean, it's pretty decent. You can counterblast once per turn to call a grade 2 or lower card from hand to rearguard circle, and your opponent has to choose one of their rearguards to retire. And his first skill is that he gets plus 2000 power for each rearguard on the rearguard circle. So kind of similar to the old effect of Dark Dictator, if you guys know it. Here we have a clone of Star Drive Dragon, so he gets plus 5000 power, I think, if you just have more rearguards than the opponent, so it's slightly different. Then we have this person, I forgot her name, but she gets plus 5000 power when you call another unit to the field. I believe that's a skill, but that only works once per turn, so she maxes out at 15. So I still think Jaren's a better card, but of course hers is actually easier to fulfill, especially with all the superior calling that you will see that you'll be able to do. So we have Blaster X, and he's just the standard 10k vanilla. Here we have the alternate art for Blaster Dark, which is really nice. Actually, some people really like this art, but I really like the 2 TD arts that you get for Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark, and it's like they're sharing a staircase, and you see that in the background. But to each his own. So we have the 2 other common copies of Blaster Dark here, and we have this card called Fold Bow. I think when he attacks, or when he boosts an attack that attacks a Vanguard, I think it is, you can counterblast 1 and give 2 of your units plus 5000 power. So not a bad skill. You get 3 copies of him. And then one of the nicest cards, one of my favorite cards from the original series, Blaster Javelin. So now he's an 8k, retrained. He can counterblast 1 on call. If there's another grade 1 or below on field, he can draw a card and he gets plus 3000 power. Kind of a weird take on Alan's kind of skill, but I do like the kind of story between Blaster Javelin, Blaster Dark, and kind of all the Blaster units, so I'm just glad to have a copy of him. 4 copies of him in total, but, you know, 1 foil copy. Of course, we get the 4 perfect guards. which, you know, pretty self-explanatory. Then we get Witch of Nostrum Arian Roto, which her skill is you can Soul Blast 1 and rest her, and you can give one of your units plus 10,000 power for the turn. So pretty interesting. She actually has a similar skill to her old version where she would rest herself to do something, but in this case it requires a Soul Blast 1 and you're giving a unit plus 10,000 power. So you do get 3 copies of her. And then you get the starter, which I think it's Furbao, I think it is. Yeah, so it's just your standard starter, and then you get 4 copies of Darkside Trumpeter, kind of like a Stardust Trumpeter. You get the Eagle, I forgot what it's called, Desert Eagle, I think. You get Howl Owl, which is now a vanilla grade 0 draw trigger, and of course you get not Miracle Cutie. You get 4 Abyss Healer, who's now, you know, has that art now. And of course you get 2 regular Force Markers as well. So yeah, so just a pretty simple run through. I'm just going to be keeping this deck, not going to be selling anything, and I think this is just something really nice to have. And yeah, if they ever make a Majesty Lord Blaster, I also have these 4 copies. But I actually really like the Shadow Paladin set, and for the more affordable cards and basically any of the Blaster stuff, maybe with the exception of Phantom Blaster Dragon, I might collect just a playset of everything just to have, because I really do like all the Blaster units and the lore behind the Blaster units. I think it's really one of the best parts of Vanguard that really got me hooked when I first started playing this game. So yeah, so nothing interesting here, but yeah, so that's just the deck. If you guys are thinking of playing it, the Japanese booster set for Shadow Paladins, Murakumo, Dimension, Dark Irregulars, and Pale Moon comes out at the end of this month on the 31st of August, and support for Shadow Paladins will be in that set. Personally, I'll be playing Murakumo, and I have actually bought a playset, but I will be doing a single box opening, maybe with some friends. We'll see how it goes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you like what you've seen here, click like and subscribe to my channel, and click the bell notification icon to stay up to date with all my uploads. There'll be a fight coming out probably the day or 2 after this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Till then, have fun, and remember, it's okay to play casual.